Hi everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today's video is another video from our acne series. I'm going to be taking you through my top 5 skincare products for when I break out or when I have acne, which is most of the time. So if you're interested in knowing what products I personally love and use, then strap in, grab yourself a cup of tea and keep watching. Okay, so I think it's important to note that the 5 products that I've chosen, I don't use all at the one time. It's more like one product is for a certain stage of my acne. So like from the early stages of when I start to feel a pimple coming to the surface to the stage of when the acne is in full form and I'm breaking out everywhere and it's quite obvious. And then the later stage of when the acne's kind of gone, but there's scabs and there's potential hyperpigmentation that leaves scarring. So yeah, they're products chosen for like each of those stages. So just for reference, I have very acne prone skin, obviously, but for the most part, I'd say it's quite normal. But during winter or the colder months, it gets very dry and dehydrated, like right now. I feel like every few hours I need to be reapplying moisturizer or some sort of hydrating essence. My skincare concerns are obviously acne and post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, as well as fine lines from dehydration. Well, that's what it is currently. So instead of going through the products one by one, I'll go through how I deal with my acne at certain stages. I'd say I break out most of the time, but I feel like it hits real hard like a week before my period or sometimes a week after is when I would see the worst. I've learned over the years to kind of come up with some preventative measures and things that I can do to prepare myself for that week. It sounds very dramatic, but yes, it is like honestly the worst week of every month. So during that stage, my go-to products have to be the CeraVe SA Smoothing Cleanser. This I do not use every day. I'd say I probably use it every 2 to 3 days, just because I think it can get quite stripping if you do use it every day, unless you have oily skin and your skin can cope with that amount of cleansing with surfactants. I would say don't use it every day, especially for me having very dry skin during the winter at the moment. I wouldn't dare go in with this every single day. In this guy, you have 3 essential ceramides, like the rest of the CeraVe range. You've got salicylic acid and hyaluronic acid. So now I'm gonna get some good hydration while I'm cleansing and also like a quick chemical exfoliation. It is a cleanser, so I know it's a bit controversial about having chemical exfoliants in cleansers because cleansers really only sit on your face for like a minute maximum and then you wash it away. So it's like, what are the chemical exfoliants actually doing? But I think it's just a good way to kind of give your skin a good massage to work the ingredients in and get them to do their magic for that 1 minute before washing it off. So it's not really like an intense exfoliation. It's like a mild 1 minute flash exfoliation. But every time I use this, my skin just feels very fresh, very clean and smooth as well. So I really think this helps kind of turn over the cells so that come that time of the month, a week before my period, there's not that many breakouts or they're not as major. Speaking of cell turnover, this is the other product that I rely on. And I'm sure if you have acne prone skin, there is a high chance that you already have this product. I know that a lot of acneic people, this is their go-to product, but this truly is a life-saving product if you have acne prone skin. So in this, we have 2% BHA, which as we know is beta hydroxy acid, which is a chemical exfoliant that works to kind of get deep into your pores and clean them out whilst shedding off any dead skin cells as well. And the reason why BHAs work so well for acneic prone skin is because it unclogs the pores, which is the main trigger to causing inflammation and leading to acne. I think 2% of BHA in any product is quite a comfortable percentage for you to be using on a daily basis. Anything above, I'd say like a 4 or 5%, I personally wouldn't use daily because I feel like then you might be overstripping your skin. But again, everyone's skin barrier is different and the way that it copes with exfoliants is different. But for me, 2% is safe to use daily, which I have done before. But now again, because my skin's becoming more dry towards winter, I've kind of stripped back and use it only 2 to 3 days as well. I only use this during the nighttime, so I wouldn't use this during the day. That's just my personal preference. And because during nighttime, I'm touching my face less frequently, I'm just letting it soak in, do its thing. By the time I wake up the next morning, I can really tell a difference in my skin texture. It really smooths it all out, and it's just a great retexturizing product. So ever since introducing this into my skincare routine, I have noticed less breakouts than usual. I still break out, but just less frequently, because I think this plays a major role in kind of increasing that cell turnover so that my pores don't get clogged often and I break out less. I will say that if you do use this in the morning, and I think the instructions say this as well, if you use it in the morning, then always follow it up with the sunscreen, because every time you're exfoliating with chemical exfoliants or just exfoliants in general, your skin does become more sensitive to the sun and you're more at risk of burning. Just to be safe, I don't usually use these on the same day together. So if I'm using this one day, which is usually in the morning, I wouldn't use this that night. I would use it the following day at night. So it's kind of spaced out and I'm not risking any like over exfoliation if I'm using these on the same day, even though they're very quite low percentages as well. But just to be cautious, because too many times have I done myself dirty and over exfoliated, and that we all know is not nice. The days that we as acne people dread the most is when you wake up and you've got 4 new pimples, they're cystic ones, they're sore, you've got a few whiteheads, it's just like a breakout party. I definitely would turn to these guys right here. This is the COSRX Acne Pimple Master Patches. Just as the name suggests, they are patches for your pimples. I go through these like crazy. I always batch purchase them, because that's how often I break out. Now, I will say that these do not work on cystic pimples. Those under the skin, kind of sore, red, they don't really have a head to them. I've tried so many times and these patches just don't do any good for those pimples, those sorts of pimples. For those ones, I would highly recommend just leaving them alone and just packing hydration into them. Whereas if you have like some sort of whitehead or like a prominent pimple on the surface, oh my god, there's nothing more satisfying than putting a pimple patch on a whitehead. When you peel it off and you see the whitehead coming off and then like you squeeze the excess white, this is so disgusting, but when you squeeze it out and it's just like clear, oh, there's no better feeling. Cystic ones, these won't really do much except prevent you from touching them, which is also still a good thing to have. If you do have a habit of touching your pimples when you shouldn't be, these are great because they act as like a shield between your finger or anything and your pimple. But these are hydrocolloid patches, which means they really suck all of the liquid out of a wound or like a pimple. So the best application for these would be definitely on a whitehead or like a pimple with some sort of fluid in it that can be kind of drawn out, as opposed to you using your 2 fingernails and squeezing it out and potentially introducing more bacteria into the pimple and making it worse. You finish breaking out and your skin's like kind of returning back to normal and the pimples are calming down. You might have a scab here or there because the pimple's just finished healing. I love using retinol at this stage. Vitamin A is also such a great resurfacing ingredient. The one I'm using at the moment is the Crystal Retinol number 3 from Medicate. This is my 2nd tube. At the start, I don't think I was quite consistent enough with this, so I felt like it didn't really do much, but I have really gotten into the habit of this one now, and I finally found my happy medium, which is every 3 days. And there's nothing that retinol can't do. Like, it smooths out the texture of your skin, it helps blur out any fine lines and wrinkles. Because of that cell renewal process, it just makes your skin overall like baby bum smooth. It helps with lightening pigmentation. So every time I use this, I always get this like really nice blurring effect the next morning. And it's great at the stage when your acne is sort of healing and scabbing off, because it's kind of like assisting with that process of healing by kind of regenerating new cells, shedding off the dead ones, and then bringing the new ones to the surface. So I feel like this has really accelerated the healing process and kind of helped with the post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, so the scarring as well. When I didn't use retinols, I feel like my acne would take a bit longer to heal. They would take longer to scab off. I just had a lot more pigmentation than I do now. It's like a booster almost in helping things move along. So it works great at that stage. The only time I would steer away from using retinol is when I'm like mid-breakout, like at its worst, because I do want things to be a bit more calm, especially if I'm using chemical exfoliants during this time as well. Yeah, never would I, especially on the same day, use these two products together. So you can see how I have spaced out the chemical exfoliants and the retinols as much as possible to avoid that shitstorm. Then the last product is a product that I couldn't really fit into any certain stage because it's a product that I use every single day, no matter what condition my skin is at. And it is the COSRX Advanced Snail 96 Mucin Power Essence. This stuff is bomb.com. It's a cult favorite in the K-beauty world. If you're into K-beauty, you would have heard of this product already, but it is a hydrating essence which contains 96% snail secretion filtrate, which obviously comes from snails. No snails are harmed in the process of making this product. It's a key ingredient to keeping your skin nice and hydrated, your skin barrier nice and strengthened, and just healthy overall. I love this product because I can use it with any other skincare products and it won't interfere. It's just a product that I feel like my skin really loves and soaks up like there's no tomorrow. It just helps calm the skin, makes it nice and dewy and hydrated. And I think it's so important to use this at any stage of my acne, whether it's before, during, or after, because I think keeping your skin hydrated is so important and plays a huge part in keeping your acne at bay. I think a lot of people think that if you have acne, you need to be attacking it with a lot of actives, drying it out. There's a lot of myths about drying your skin out so that the bacteria gets destroyed. And yeah, I do agree that incorporating actives such as the ones that I've mentioned are very important to treating your acne and helping them heal faster. But I think the star of the show really comes from any products that give your skin hydration. And I think a lot of people underestimate the power of hydration to your skin, because I think as long as you have a strong, healthy, hydrated barrier, you're less prone to having acne, which is also why ceramides is important. But I think ceramides deserves a whole nother video in itself. We won't go there today. Hydration, guys, is very important. And there's so many ingredients out there right now that offer heaps of hydration for your skin, such as hyaluronic acid, which is a very popular one. This works well for me. You choose what works well for you, and this works well for me. So there you go, guys. Those are my top 5 products that I go to when I break out or at different stages of my acne. There are other products and other ingredients that I love dearly that I incorporate into my skincare routine to help with my acne, such as cicapair or madecassoside, panthenol, niacinamide. There was a lot for me to choose from, but I think if I really had to drill it down to the top 5 products, it would have to be these ones. Let me know if you've tried any of these 5 products before, or based on the products that I've been talking about, if you think that I would like any other particular products, please drop them down below. I'm always open to trying products. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching or found this video helpful, please be sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell so you know when we upload our next weekly video. And I will see you in our next one. Bye!